All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack something that is absolutely fascinating. We're looking at exactly how a simple, straightforward PDF digital product can actually be transformed into a highly predictable, incredibly scalable business ecosystem. I mean, honestly, forget the hype you usually hear online. We are looking at a real-world blueprint here. It's about going from being flat out broke to generating over $1 million. And it all comes down to literally just changing how we think about selling a simple PDF. Let's kick things off with this stark realization from our source material. I skipped my happy tail on down the yellow brick road and realized the Wizard of Oz ain't real. Man, that perfectly captures the really messy transition from all the shiny illusions of online wealth to the gritty actual reality of building a sustainable business. The creator we're analyzing today fell hard for those shiny promises of the online business world, expecting pure magic. But as this quote so brilliantly illustrates, they eventually peek behind the curtain, and what did they find? They realized that the gurus selling these high-ticket dreams were really just building businesses on smoke and mirrors. True lasting success? It came from a much simpler, way more honest place. Section 1, the broke beginnings starting from zero. To really appreciate the mechanics of this whole system, we've got to start where the creator started. And our source notes that the creator was so flat out broke, they actually had to go into debt just to buy a $5 hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars, like literally putting a $5 pizza on a credit card. They were failing at a small niche in real estate called wholesaling, and they just desperately needed a way out of this massive financial hole. This extreme financial desperation, well, that was the exact catalyst that prompted them to create their very first PDF ebook. There was no grand master plan here. They literally just started with a need to eat. Now, lacking basically any marketing knowledge at all, they didn't know the first thing about giving away freebies to build an email list. They just needed cash up front right then and there. So to artificially inflate the perceived value of their pretty simple real estate PDF, they bundled it together with 365 deleted daily Instagram videos. That's right, 6 hours of old Instagram clips. They packaged the whole thing up as an ebook that happened to come with a quote-unquote free course. You see, it was this really scrappy, improvised PDF digital product born entirely out of pure necessity. Section 2, the hustle and the mirage, the content grind. So having a product is one thing, but getting eyeballs on it is another. Look at this burnout-inducing hamster wheel of a daily social media grind they initially used to push their product. During the day, they were posting 3 to 5 times on Instagram. And then at night, they'd run this crazy infomercial strategy where they posted another 5 times between midnight and 5 a.m., only to wake up and delete all those overnight posts by 6 a.m. Add in live webinars, daily stories, running ads, and wow, you've got a surefire recipe for total exhaustion. And the crazy thing is, it was working. Money was coming in, but it was completely physically and mentally unsustainable. They kept thinking, man, there just has to be a better way to scale this. Seeking that elusive better way, the creator actually dropped $40,000 on a high-ticket mastermind, totally hoping to learn the ultimate secrets of the million-dollar gurus, but instead they discovered a total mirage. They found an industry built on unfulfilled promises where these coaches were bragging about revenue commitments instead of, actual cash collected. They literally saw coaches demanding $2,000 deposits via wire transfers just to prevent their angry customers from issuing credit card chargebacks. No way, right? Comparing that highly toxic environment to the honest, straightforward reality of selling low-ticket PDF digital products, the creator realized something huge. They were actually making more money and crucially maintaining their integrity by simply focusing on their lower price value packed PDF. Section 3, selling the ultimate transformation, selling results. And this brings us to a massive paradigm shift in our explainer today. Because the absolute crucial point is this: your audience does not care about your PDF. They really don't. They don't care about your cool video bundle either. They are strictly buying a solution to a painful problem they have. For this creator's audience, they didn't even necessarily care about real estate. They just desperately wanted a way to make an income outside of their soul-sucking 9-to-5 job. The PDF was really just a vehicle to get them there. So rule number 1, never tell people to buy my ebook. Our source realized that not once in their entire marketing strategy did they ever actually ask someone to buy a PDF. Instead, they positioned their digital product as the totally logical next step toward the buyer's desired new identity. Look at the focus here on the right. Instead of buy my real estate ebook, the focus is learn 99 ways to flip houses without using any of your own cash or credit. See the difference? That is a transformation. You've got to always lead with the promise, the final result, and that brand new identity your customer so desperately wants. Section 4, the IKEA scaling system, upsell architecture. Okay, so how do you actually scale this thing without losing your mind? Well, the secret to escaping the endless hustle is dramatically increasing something called LTV, or lifetime value. It's honestly just business 101. It is always so much easier to get someone who has already bought from you and had a really great experience to buy from you again, compared to going out and spending energy to acquire a brand new customer. The creator realized that instead of trying to churn out a totally new product every single month to sell to new people, they simply needed to offer more value to the folks who were already happily buying that $47 PDF. I want you to think of this exactly like walking through IKEA. You go in looking for, a cowhide rug, right? But because of how the store is ingeniously designed with those little arrows on the floor, you are naturally guided to buy plates, glasses, and trash cans along the way. Digitally speaking, that upsell funnel works exactly the same way. You start with the core PDF offer at $47, then right on the checkout page, you offer an order bump. This is a $20 to $25 no-brainer addition, kind of like asking, do you want fries with that burger? After they buy, boom, you present a $200 upsell. If they decline, no worries, you hit them with the downsell, offering that same premium item for maybe 50% off. You are simply offering highly complimentary products while your customer is already right there in a buying mindset. And the results of setting up this exact funnel? Get this. By relying entirely on this back-end upsell system, that very first simple PDF bundle generated an astonishing $900,000 in just an 18-month span. Think about that for a second. And remember, all of those order bumps and upsells, that is pure extra income that takes literally zero additional marketing effort to generate once the system is built and running. It's a real game changer. Section 5, raising your revenue floor, predictable income. But listen, a successful business isn't just about huge, massive spikes in cash. It is fundamentally about long-term stability. The creator learned a super painful lesson here. They actually had a $200,000 month once. But because they were solely focused on raising their ceiling, just hustling for those one-time sales, the very next month, they were literally back to zero. See, when you only focus on raising the ceiling, you have absolutely no floor. An algorithm change or just a bad week means your income can experience this chaotic, terrifying drop to zero overnight. And that leaves you with massive anxiety, especially if you've got high overhead. So the ultimate goal has to shift away from reaching new all-time highs towards building really safe, predictable plateaus. So how do we raise that floor? You must add what marketers call continuity to the end of your PDF funnel. Essentially, once your customer finishes the upsell sequence and hits the final thank you page, you offer them a community membership or maybe access to a helpful software tool. This is where customers pay you repeatedly every single month for ongoing transformation. This creates predictable monthly recurring revenue. And honestly, this is what finally allows you to actually plan your life, go on a vacation, and breathe without obsessively staring at your bank account every single morning. And to keep this newly built, beautiful system fed with traffic, the creator made a pretty radical decision. They abandoned the exhausting short-form content grind entirely. In a really surprising move, they completely walked away from an account with over 120,000 Instagram followers and another 16,000 on TikTok and shifted entirely to long-form YouTube content starting from absolute zero. Why would they do that? Well, because YouTube acts as a search engine. Those videos become evergreen digital assets. They continually generate traffic and quietly push people into that PDF funnel for weeks, months, and even years after they hit publish. It's so much better than a post just disappearing from a feed in 24 hours. Ultimately, this perfectly captures the core philosophy we all have to adopt. Stop thinking about money and start thinking about the value in the people. Money is simply a symbol that value has been exchanged. People are only going to hand over their hard-earned cash when they genuinely perceive that the value you are giving them is higher than the money in their pocket. So if you really want to scale a digital products business, you've got to stop obsessing over the trendy new marketing hack. Instead, focus purely on delivering the absolute deepest, most effective transformation your audience so desperately needs. I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to really challenge your own digital strategy today. Take a good hard look at the digital products you're selling right now. Are you just out there chasing the next exhausting one off sale just to raise your ceiling for a single day? Or are you finally going to implement lifetime value, strategic upsells, and monthly continuity to build yourself a permanent, predictable floor? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.